Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nerds to Human, and welcome to Islanders, a beautiful little puzzle game, incredibly relaxing, and it's pretty much what I feel like going for today. It's not quite really a city builder, it's much more of a puzzle game. It's kind of very Tetris-y in terms of how you're trying to fit all of your buildings in. So this one I can sort of shuffle around and maybe fit it in, something like that. Naturally, all these different buildings here, getting extra points depending on, well, what else is next to them really. You join me here though, pretty much the end of one of my islands. As you might imagine, as islanders, we pretty much fill up these islands with beautiful little towns like this. But as I say, I'm pretty much at the end of this island here, about to run out of buildings, but haven't got the next one. So we'll get moving on, I think, at this point. We'll just shuffle one of these down somewhere. Somewhere it's not going to lose me lots of points. You know what? That'll be fine. We'll just gain 4 more. And with that, we will move on to a fresh new island. Start an expedition. Let's go on an adventure. Marvellous. Now, still picking up achievements here. This is actually my first, I think it's my first run through the game. I think I've picked up the game twice pretty much, and I think both times I've just played an island. This time, much more deserty. Interesting. Okay, so basically, throughout most of this, you get to pick yourself what you want to start with. We'll start with some lumber. Not really sure why I just picked lumber. Not sure how much of that there is here. So yes, the lumberjack gains extra points for sawmill, statue, and the tree. And he gains more for the lumberjack and the warehouse and the statue. So we're just going to start with this lad over here. The statue's all the way up there, but I think the height does matter. So that's not a very useful statue for us. The game's trying to make life a little bit more difficult for us at this point. We've got 10 over here actually, so I'm probably best trying to sneak it in a corner because I don't want these two to get near each other. They don't like being near other lumberjacks. They're an odd sort, so there we go. That's about as good as we'll do. Give it a little twizzle. I like that angle. Why not? I didn't really do the angle with that one. Already grossly disappointed myself, and this one not particularly of interest. It's just got to be near the two of them, and you know what I think about there will do. So there's a couple of flowers around there. Don't want to destroy those as we go. And brewing pack or the brick industry. Let's go for some brewing. Lovely stuff. So hop fields and the brewer itself, that gains 5 for every hop field. And you gain 4 for the brewery. So I tell you what, we'll start with the brewery. And what do you like? I've forgotten what you like. The statue, the seaweed fond, basically, we haven't really got anything to work with this at the start here. This statue position is not very friendly to us, but we're a few islands in now. I guess the game is trying to make life a little bit more difficult for us. So I suppose what do we want to do then? We probably want to put this, let's put this over a different side of the island because we haven't really got any adjacency for it. So for now, we'll plonk it down by these rocks. Something like... Oh, you know what? I do need space for the fields, so we'll just plonk it around about there. And I'll just hope that that works. You can go back 1. Yeah, there's just about room for a field like that. It's not quite perfect in terms of that corner, is it? You know, I'm just going to budget it along. You can just slightly rejig. It's kind enough to let you do that, and then hopefully, yeah, you see now we've got like a corner that we can get on with later. We'll have ourselves a nice little hop field. It's Lumberjack Island over here. I've got another 3 of them to somehow fit in without upsetting each other. Picky little sods these guys are, but you know what, it's fine. We'll just dot them around and we'll have ourselves an extra sawmill. We can possibly miss other sawmills making them upset. There we go, 21 in the middle there. Give it a little twizzle, and yeah, you have a little flower outside your entrance. That's just beautiful. Luckily, we got around there to get our score high enough for a new one. Basically, you're always trying to fill up the circle with your score in order to get the new one. Right, let's have a city pack, shall we? Now. We do have ourselves another hop field, so we'll just slap that one on the ends there. Beautiful. And we have ourselves 2 city centres. How decadent. Marvellous. Okay, city centres, obviously a lot of things like to be near the city centre. So at the moment we don't really have much of interest for it, but what I'd like is for it to be, I guess, central enough where I can build a lot around it. Let's go with that. Now, I'm not going to pretend that I'm particularly good at this game. I'm probably terrible, but I haven't lost yet because I haven't played enough to have finally lost just yet. Don't really want to destroy that rock, but I guess I look like I'm about to. You know what? We'll just hug the building. Around here, people don't really like open streets. Let's just say it's hot. We like to keep all the buildings nicely snug together. They're a nice, cool, air-conditioned corridors where we like them. Okay, so houses are quite happy. They're pretty basic, simple enough to please. We'll plonk you down there. And city centre, we don't want to be near the other city centre. So what do we want to do with you? There's space over here. You know what? We will plonk you over there, and in time we'll build in that direction. Bit of a strange one, that, but this one's a very slow one to get going. Let's have some maison, and we'll plonk you up on one of these hills there. What do you actually like, by the way? Warehouses, I remember, but not a lot else. Yeah, we don't have a lot of that stuff yet. 9 over here, 11. You know what? I kind of like it. I like it halfway up the hill there. That's just kind of fun. So I'm not really sure. There we are. Yeah, I guess we're just mining that huge mountain, and I'm sure that that big column will never fall down and smash our soon-to-be beautiful city. I'm sure it'll all be absolutely a-okay. 13 for the hot field. There we go. I'm not sure I quite built that with enough space. Actually, I'm just going to check that. No, I've ruined everything. Sack me right now. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We've got more space, and we're not going to keep building that way forever and ever and ever. So we are going to destroy that thing now. I've given up on keeping that alive. Since there isn't enough space for that, we will just build there. And you know what? Mansions tend to prefer each other. So I might build, the mansions out in this direction slightly, because we might get a better option for it in time. Right, farming. Now, these are slightly different kinds of fields. Now, I can't recall if you have any particular dislike to all of the lumberjacks and all of that. What about the mills? No, you just don't like other mills. Fair enough. So, tell you what, we'll get ourselves fields. It doesn't like all of this sand. Interesting, right. I forgot about that. I don't really have... really don't have much land for this, do I? That's interesting. So I could I could build one up here. Is this a good idea? It feels like a stupid idea, but I kind of want to do it anyway. No, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen. Now, potentially it could work this way. That's quite irritating. You know what? It's not working on this little island either. We are having big problems with this field. There we go, a couple fields up on this cliff here, and right by the tower actually. I forgot about the tower completely. Okay, so we're just going to dump you. We'll dump you up there, that's fine. So we'll have the windmill up on top of the hill. That is absolutely beautiful, and we'll swing back down to the city to give ourselves a few more of these lovely mansions. We're building those out in this direction, weren't we? Well, I kind of like this angle. I'm not sure how useful that gap's going to be, but I've decided we're going to have it, so we shall indeed. And swing it around. I think there's a child being slightly brutalised in the background. I'm not sure how audible it is. We're having a relaxing time here. Thank you very much, child. Try not to die. We have ourselves a shaman who love flowers and pretty much love to be by themselves, to be honest. But 27. Can't argue with that. That's pretty darn good. I'm not sure this field... Oh, it's a hop field. We can do hop field. Hop fields are absolutely a-okay. Oh, hello, little birdies flying along. Isn't that just beautiful? Hop field then. It's coming along nicely, the hop fields. We've just got ourselves a big pile of houses. Well, you know what? We're going to have the rich side of town over here by the beach, and we're going to leave all the scum over on this side of town. That's just how it works. Bit less points, but you know what? The shape is better, and that is marvellous. Right. Okay, I'm getting a few more points down. It's taken a while to get going here. Shouldn't really be destroying all these flowers, but you know what? You know what? We're going to continue to destroy them. Oh, 18. Hard to turn that down, to be honest, although the angle was slightly wonky on that 18. We'll go for it anyway. We're going for it anyway. And you know what? We saved the flower. so I feel vindicated. And onto the fishery, which I don't think there's a lot we need to worry about this for now. We just want a city centre. We can possibly get 2 there. Pretty nice. 2 city centres and another hot field, which might... Oh no, we're just about getting away with that. Can't quite fit that one in there. I'm going to start wonking the fields, because I do wonder how much longer we're going to keep on building in that direction. We shall see in time, I suppose. Need a smaller mansion, if that isn't a bit of a misnomer, to fit into that gap over there. Another lumberjack. We just love lumberjacks on this desert island. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe we just appreciate what we really would wish to have more of, I suppose. Right, you can go hide over there. That's not too bad, actually. Nice little 10 for that. And over to Peasantville over here, or Peasantworth, as it should be called, of course. And we'll fill in those. Beautiful. This is possibly the most upsetting thing and might force me to quit this game right now. This is supposed to be relaxing, but I can't get the angle to fit. It's so sad. Right, this field's just going to float over. This is a marvel of engineering, by the way. We've managed to create farming out of this floating cliff face. Anyway, we are miraculous and marvellous people. We've got ourselves a fountain now, by the way. Fountains are basically, well, a fountain of points. Essentially city centres, statues, park, mansions, houses. You can I was going to say, bang them in. If you can just slap them down pretty much as central as possible, that's normally your best bet. Although, at this point, I'm probably best starting to build around and then slap it down a little bit later. So what I probably want to do you get more for the houses or the mansions, my good sir? More for the mansions. Of course you do, But it is 42 there, so that's pretty darn good. So let's... can we still fit it in if we put that down there? Oh, how is that not fit in? That's just rude. That's annoying. Oh well, we'll get rid of that mansion. We've already destroyed that. Perfect. Can't quite find the right positions over here right now. There was like a 20. I'm sure there was something slightly better. It's just slightly wonky. You know what? There's a little side alley. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we can. Yeah, it's just empty space. People can grow berries and we can pick shrubs and things over there. That's fine. Anyway, moving swiftly on from that ill thought out idea. This house over here, there's always one in the neighbourhood, isn't there? That's just a little bit of a shack. That's that guy over there. We're up to 50 now at this part of the world. I doubt you like sawmills, but you never know, you might do. Okay, over here you get +7. We've got a terrible angle right now, Thomas. Is there any way of making this... Right, terrible angle, still. There we go. Generally the camera is pretty good to deal with, but I'm just being a bit of a numpty. Got +7, +9. Okay. You know what? That will do. That'll do. That has taken us over, which is good because it means we've got more options. Huts are normally decent. Get a few houses along with it, which is kind of what we're looking for right now. Just to bolster this fountain when she comes. Now, this is slightly wonked, isn't it, because of that house that I just plonked down in completely wrong fashion. 50. Very nice indeed. Obviously, we can't fit it in that little gap because I've ruined everything. How big is the fountain thing? Okay. We're at 52-ish right now. Not too shabby, but it could be better. Does the fountain like huts, by the way? It does not. What's the hut like? It generally is very happy. I normally find it get a good 20 or so for these. And they are beautiful little small things that can normally fit. Even this gap is too much for it, though, which is a little bit unfortunate. Oh, well. What do we have? Yeah, the huts tend to do quite well because they have this huge radius here and they're like the city centres. So you can normally just find a little corner, start plonking them down, lining them up. I think we had that on the original little place that I showed off at the start of the episode here. So what else do we have in our direction? Another house. Plonk that on the end there. That will fit in nicely. Thank you verily. And one of these thingamawhatsits. Now, what do you actually like? Unfortunately, as ingenious as we are, we haven't quite figured out this whole terraced farming business yet. No. And we've got to carry it all up to the mill at the top as well. It's all very, very clever, I'm sure you can agree. Now, you'll notice here we've got some parks which are just wonderful, although they're a little bit browning. It's a bit hot around here, I suppose. The fountains like parks as well, so this fountain is hopefully going to get all the better for it. What are we on currently? Only 54 actually, so not as high as I thought it might be. No, we can probably get ourselves a decent park somewhere around here. Yeah, we've got like 24 in there, but we can probably get a slightly more narrow park in at a later point in there. I've just deleted everything. Right, 15 in there will be absolutely marvellous. Fortunately, a slightly big one once again. 57. Okay, I think we've got the angle to still fit this in like... Ooh, 17 was good. If it's not too far, 8... I don't know if that's pushing it, and it doesn't look right. No. It was pushing it. So. Keep on jigging this along. You go there. Is that in the way of the fountain? No, it's not. Okay. Our fountain can fit in here. It's up to 60, and we got ourselves a narrow one. And I reckon that might still fit the No! Oh, that is so sad. Okay. This might not be the best use of these parks, to be honest. Let's have a little look around and see if there's another good place for it. This is probably quite a good spot for this park down here. 25. There was a 28. Let's just... Oh, I don't like it to be too wonky. There we are. That'll do very nicely. Yeah, nice to have a little park over here. That is beautiful. Right by the brewery. You can sit with your beers, have a few little drinks. I wouldn't mind a few people wandering around here, maybe. You know what, in some ways it's more peaceful that there are no people, but I don't know, perhaps that's a nice idea for the future of this game, actually. Just a few little people wandering along in the park. Although perhaps this is all a bit of a... well, I don't know. I'm just playing God really right now, aren't I? I'm going to continue to build to not take the fountain. Now, my fountain, does it care for plateaus? No, it does not. We'll go for this brick industry. I've been rejecting it since the very start, so I guess we'll get to it eventually. Mansions. I don't know if you're still in range of this ruddy fountain that one day is actually going to exist, but we'll see. That's not too shabby. Yeah, you can just enclose that park. That's now your personal one. No peasants can get to this now. That makes absolute sense. Mansions are kind of annoying, to be honest. Right. This mansion ruined the Fountain of Doom. Oh no, it's only 42 again now. Oh, that was the lot. No. Oh, I'm sorry to everyone who shouted at the screen at that moment. It looks like it should have fitted. Oh. Oh well, I've ruined everything. Suffice to say, right, there's still 39 here. We'll just put something else there. It's fine. It's fine. This house can't even fit there now. This stupid house. Right. I'm not very good at this game, as you can tell, but you know, I'm having a lovely time. It's great. It's only the occasional weird shouting of a semi-murdered child outside the window, so everything's grand. Apparently we're not skillful enough to build 2/3 of, well, I say 2/3, you know, 1/3 of the field off the edge of the cliff, but you know, we can try, damn it. This one's just going to be on top of here. I say that, no, you live up here. You just live over there. Hi and bye. So some random bloke lives over there. What are you, by the way? A sand pit. We've got plenty of sand. What do you like? Statue, brickyard, don't like other sand pits. You're just a bit like the sawmills, really, aren't you? Interessante. Okay, so just dig into the sand. You're just really go anywhere, can't you? To be honest, I mean, we can find some backwater for you. There we are. In this part of the world, all we do is really chop down mountains, dig sand, and do whatever the hell this building does. But it's beautiful, you know. We get on with work. It's nice. Now this time I've got myself another park. I'm going to do some swinging with the camera in a very non-relaxing kind of a style. And we're going to try... See, I can't even get this park in here either. Can't pull any of this off anymore, damn it. Oh, you like the hot fields? Oh, that's nice. So we can get a nice 22 or 24 a minute ago. There we are, that's not too shabby. I am officially going to have to place this fountain now. Alright, it's still 42. You know what? I was being greedy. It's fine. I've learned from my hubris. And assuming that there's nowhere else I can put it, it probably would have fit over there. Oh, there's 42 over here. No, what is better? Is this supposed to be a pool of water here, by the way? I think it is, actually. It's a little oasis. How lovely. You know what? We are going to... Oh, there we are. You see, right next to this bloke's house, this the one peasant who lives over here, he's going to have himself a fountain just to annoy all of the Ponzi snobs. Aha, a tower, as if I've been waiting for something for a stupid amount of points for too long already. That's just marvellous. So you can get 28 in there. I mean, I've got 70 odd with these before, so we can do better. We'll hold on to it. We'll hold on to it because that goes really well for us, doesn't it? We'll find another place for this lovely park over here. And buy our hop fields, buy our other park. We'll just line them up next to each other. We'll keep building these mansions. Do you like mansions, by the way? You like the maisons. Interessante. But only one for the mansions. Fine, we'll just start doing some Tetris over here. 5 for you. Oh, there was a 9 there. It did fit for a moment. There we are. That's not 9, but that's also a number that's bigger than 9. I'm on to the next island. I officially haven't lost. Well, isn't that just ruddy marvellous? You know what? 6 over there. That will do nicely. That just tucks in beautifully. I probably am going to use the tower because I'm kind of struggling with this. Maybe I'm talking too much to everybody. I'm going to blame you, the audience. It's your fault. Your fault I'm not better at this game. 15. We're going to have ourselves a stupid gap in there, which is somewhat annoying. Somewhat pleasing, actually. So, you know, I'm going to stick with it. And the tower can go in the middle. No, it wasn't going to be a good position anyway. So, the Great Tower of Doom needs to get me... It needs to get me 10 points. 38. What do we have? 37. I mean, it's going to be pretty much the same all around about here, isn't it? Although, to be fair, there's a huge amount of maisons over here. Not enough, close enough for it to matter, though. Sadly not. Sadly not. It's going to have to be in this part of the world. 38. And I can't remember if I've ever seen anything better than 38, but right now that's what I'm going for. So, looks like we've got ourselves a Maison Derrière. Okay, so now we got that sorted out. Pick a new one. We got the warehouse or the plateau. You know what? We'll go for the warehouse for now. I decided this house is going at this angle because it is going to do so. I have decreed it. Now, we do have ourselves a nice circus here, which, yeah, all the posh folk think are a little bit beneath them, but all of the peasants, they love it. So, somewhere around here, we've got ourselves 40, 44-ish, I think I might have seen. Might be making up 44. There's certainly a 40 in there. Might be from rotating, actually. Sometimes they do get themselves a slightly different angle. There, oh yeah, there we go. There's the 44. Squeeze it up against there. There's our circus. Isn't that just beautiful? Now. Another hop field. I think, can we just get one more in the end? Yeah, you know what? It's not quite at the right angle, but it will do at this point. It's more hops, it's more beer. It means more joy for the people. And there's not a lot else to do on this island, so we'll go with that. So my fish are here. For some reason, the game isn't letting me... Where's the game? Come on, thank you. Mr. Skrill. The Skrill was having a bit of a bad time there for a moment. So that one's getting more points because it's in between the two towers. So the two city centres even. So that one's probably in its happiest position. Oh, warehouse. That's fine. Likes being near the warehouse. Well, you know what? We'll make that work for you. Actually, at this point, we do have an extra, so I'm just going to utilise it. Do we have gold? Do we have gold? I didn't notice any gold. Does anyone notice any gold? Oh, this big pile of gold. Yes, I know what it is now. Slight problem. Yes, we kind of need some more infrastructure for all of that. So I'll take it, but... Okay, city centre. Interesting. So the jewellers are basically minus 35, but you get more for the actual gold mine itself. So we are near the warehouse. Oh, we're not quite near enough the warehouse. I could have got that right a few minutes ago if I'd actually thought about what I was doing. Anything else work here? Jeweller statue. Not much we can do about that. Okay, so the real thing I want to think about with the placement here is looking at the jeweler, because you want that near. That has a much bigger thing, which is good. The jeweler will be plus 30 for that. 6 and mansions. We have ourselves a couple mansions in hand, so we can plonk those down nearby. Okay. So what we want is we'll just move you in this general direction. The mansions don't like warehouses, do they? Oh no, not a problem. I'm making it up as I go along. Right, gold mine goes there. All the gold literally coming out of the mine and going into my coffers. Not an awful lot of it though. The gold mine is, yes, more of a problem than anything else. You do need to plan ahead for it, which I've not done on this occasion. So if we plonk you down something like here-ish, then I guess we're going to need some more mansions. But to get the mansions to work, I guess we can plonk down a city centre, and they'll be happier with that. So, oh, you're actually in range of that tower up there, aren't you? That statue. Let's see if we can make this work. 26 over here. Now, okay. So if we do that, and can we get some Tetris going over here? Some very bad Tetris, which to be fair is pretty much how I've been going throughout the entire episode here. Yeah, let's continue with the bad Tetris. And then, okay, plus 5. Okay, we just about managed to do something with that, I guess. Well, you know what? It's probably about as good as we can do, considering I completely forgot to plan for this eventuality. So we will go for that. There we are. There's a jeweler. I've completely forgotten what I should have done there, but it's fine. We'll just ignore that part of the world. That is now done. That is now done. This place is seeming more and more like a place that you send people to never come back to civilization. There seem to be odd death traps lying around all over the place, be it this sort of wheel of doom, blocking the way through to whatever this building is over here, to whatever this, where's that field? The poor guy who lands over here. It's unfortunate. Now, we do need 3 more points. We got ourselves a couple parks. Now, ideally, you want to have a couple in hand here, which I normally have done through the first couple of rounds I played the game, but I guess the game's been a little bit more difficult, and I'm not so familiar with a lot of the packs they've been giving me, I suppose, so that has just added into that. We'll take plus 16, even though there was a better one there, if only because, you know what, we'll just do that. All right, market. Right, we can do some good things with a market, but they are big and they do take up a lot of room, and I don't know how to use the camera. Of course, there was a lovely brickyard next to the city over here, so the great city of Stuart B can sit in that corner of the world. Now, this market over here, this market fits beautifully. Oh, 80. It was 78 a minute ago, but I might have added something to it. That is just gorgeous. And I kind of like the idea here that, yeah, one of your ways in is just through this little lake here. You just have a little swim to get there. It's beautiful. Do you like parks, by the way? You're not bothered about them. Fine. So markets, yeah, technically actually have a base score of minus 20, but we have so much going for us right now. Plonk it down. Swimming in the money. And that does get us to the next round. And actually quite a lot of way through it. Lovely. Right, Resort Oasis. Is this a good idea? This is another dangerous one I tend to find. This plateau's been shouted at me for a long time, so we'll just take the plateau. Which does come with a lovely tower, which... oh, there's another tower there. I was going to say, why is this so low for a tower? Ooh, yes, so a good 40 points in the bag somewhere, but we could probably do better than that. Never realised quite how lovely it is over in this part of the world here. You have your beautiful, beautiful column that one day is going to collapse and destroy the world. But there's just a beautiful, beautiful little lake floating around the bottom. And this plateau, I think it's going to get me a lot of points. All of these maçons over here in the cliff are doing me an awful lot of good. 34-ish, okay. So what do we like? We like it like that. I just find these things a little bit strange, but I like to think there's a nice little set of restaurants and all that underneath. Certainly what goes in my head canon anyway. But for the time being, I'm going to continue trying to build some of this bit. I don't know how this is perfect for a wall, but I haven't had any walls yet. There are quite a few little gaps actually, which are quite nice for that. It's always good to leave a little space if you can for the wall, if you dare. dare think that you gonna guess it about right, but I'm struggling with a park at the moment, which is unusual. 15 back here is not too bad, but you can normally do a little bit better with a park. Decided we're building ourselves a new town over in this part of the world, although I don't know how much more space I have for all of these little rock diggers over here. 9, I'm still getting 9 for a lot of these. Have a little scour around the map. It's sort of 9 in general, though. Did you see? I think I saw a bigger number. 18. I'm not even going to bother looking around. And that's how you lose the game, ladies and gents. So there we go. We do have ourselves a town. We do have ourselves a tavern as well, actually. Didn't we have a brewery over here originally? We did indeed. 35. That's not too bad. There are lots of local people, and there's a brewery around. So yeah, the tavern's quite happy. It's yeah, I'd like to think you can go inside the little pub there, and it's inside the caves. Beautiful. They serve you delicious melting cheese along with your beer. It's a beautiful, beautiful time. Making me actually think of a particular wine bar in London now, which is a bit like that. Nonetheless, as we do need to talk about our score just a little bit. Hanging on a bit today. Hanging on just a little bit. You know what? I'm going to see. I can't get away with a tower in the new world. I don't think I can manage that. But we can probably pull off a decent score somewhere around here. So we had what 46 there. Let me get too near the other tower, so we can't really go this side of the world. 42. There's a few things over here. We haven't built it up enough just yet, sadly. So let's swing around. And the old spot. Nothing's ever going to go there. We're just going to leave it blank forever. It's a point of principle at this point in time. You know what? 47. We'll put it right there. So we've got ourselves the market, the tower, the little lake here. It's beautiful. And we can probably fit a nice park in to fit along there. Somewhere in the world we'll find a place for this little hut. I think I'll zoom out for a bit and find an ideal spot. We have ourselves a beautiful, beautiful temple here, which we could get some very big scores for, actually. I really love the masons. It's actually almost worth putting them. I actually really should have been stacking them on this hill here just for this. In fact, we have a sand pit. I'm not sure what they think about sand pits. I'm not sure that's particularly holy. I'd love to get it on top of this hill here. That would be absolutely glorious. If we can manage that farm, I'm sure we can. Well, you know, it's been a few years. We can probably manage this by this point. Yeah, temples are a bit awkward. They lose you a lot of points for lots and lots and lots of things. But if we, you know what, if we keep building up this area here, I think we'll be in a good place. Another city centre. You know what, we can probably make that work, but we'll have to throw a few other things around first, if I'm honest. Do temples like breweries? I like to think they do, but sadly not. Oh, I do like the mill up on this hill here. That is just beautiful. Just change the angle so it's facing us a little bit more. That is just the perfect spot. Very convenient. I'm sure we'll figure out some sort of system of getting across between those two hills. We're actually a bit higher over here. I feel we might actually be maybe the same height as here. I'm sure they'll figure it out. They'll work out a way how Mr. Island Man deals with his wheat. I don't know. He probably just does it the old-fashioned way. Nonetheless, we do have ourselves a few more other bits and pieces. We can plonk down a house down here. City centre is pretty best in this part of the world. Yeah, 32. Yes, there we are. You can plonk yourself down just out of the reach of the last one. That's beautiful. We might as well get ourselves a new pack at this point. Wall. Yes, wall. I've got a few spots for you because I've been useless earlier on. There we go. Okay. So the walls, they just like being near stuff and things. Now we've got the jeweler and the warehouse over here. Oh yeah, we got the gap between the jeweler and the warehouse, which I would have hoped would have been slightly more actually, but it's not too bad. Just one wall, 21 there. How much was it over in this part? That was only, oh, was that 27? Oh, isn't that glorious? There might have been a better spot somewhere. I can't remember how much that one was, but if we get more wall in time. Another hut. Honestly, the huts are just pretty much all stacking up in the same corner of the world. Seems to be the perfect sort of middle ground between these two different city centres. Although we do have more city centres now. But unfortunately, they do get a lot of minuses for bits and pieces. So normally once you find the area where they're happy, you just start piling them up next to each other. It's pretty much what's going on right now. Shaman, it's a bit late in the game for a shaman. Do we have anywhere? But they just don't like people or things. They like flowers, and that's largely about it. You can go there, just live in the middle of the desert, and we've got another plus. I'm just going to keep on ticking through. Seaweed farm, resort oasis. Now, do we actually have a good spot for this? Because I've been ignoring this for a while. Fisher, flowers, breed. We might do. We've got some wool though, so I'm quite happy about that. Resort oasis. Now, these are generally very unhappy if there's anything anywhere near anything. So, yeah, unfortunately, I've kind of built up too many spots. Yeah, they like the flowers and things, but unfortunately, I've got a lot of things they don't like. So that could be problematic. I might have to find just on top of the cliff. Actually, none of these islands are quite big enough. They never really are quite big enough for a resort oasis, sadly. Got too much industry going on. I'll have to find somewhere for this, but that could be costly, I suspect. Okay, there is actually a spot over here where I can just about get a half decent resort oasis. I think I can quite get over 20. So if I plunk that down there. Now, parks actually do quite like them, and they like parks as well. Honestly, probably not worth at this point. You know what, actually, a 40. Well, bearing in mind, actually, between the trees and resort oasis, it might get a decent park or an okay park in that part of the world. Not the end of the world, but we've got 16 over here. Lots of little parks over there. What I could do with the temple, do they like the parks? I can't remember. They do indeed. So it's well worth actually, yeah, lining some of this with a bit of park, actually. Now, not sure we actually have an ideal spot for it. Not least with the things that are currently laid out, but we might have to do something like that, actually. If we know we've got 2 of those kind of parks coming, I don't mind, or, you know, I do mind slightly. Do mind getting one that low. 5 is way too low. You know what, we'll leave that spot for something else, but there's no point in just lining everything up for one temple. We all know what happens when I line everything up for the future. I forget and I completely make a complete rat's ass of it. So that's pretty much how that goes. 19, there we go. That's a nice spot. So there's another lovely park. Again, 14. It's not the best in the world, but you know what, we'll go for it just because we might as well go for something like that. Now. Okay. We're coming up on the, actually, another thing I did want. Oh yeah, that's something I was going to go for. Yeah, the walls quite like the temples. So again, it's another good mix to go with. So we're up to 19 now. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. What else does the temple want? Well, it obviously wants more of the mansions, which we are going to get. So, yeah, 15 for a mansion. That's not too bad, because they often are a bit rubbish. How big is this bubble? Now, I tell you what, we can get down a mansion over here. 9, not too bad. Could we get the... Oh, no, the wool. The wool isn't going to fit, because I just did that, isn't it? Okay. Can I fit in the mansion in between this? That's the question. It's not a very good mansion for that job, is it? It's not. But we're going to give it a little try, because I reckon we can get the wall in there. Okay, the wall's going to get in there, and then we're going to hit the temple in a moment. Okay. We've got another field. Oh, where do these even go at this point? Honestly, the best thing for a field might be, again, just we can put some next to the resort oasis if it wasn't, yeah, in the middle of the desert. That's the problem with that, isn't it? I was going to say we could put it next to sort of like some parks and things, but you know what, we can fit in for one. You know what, he's going to expand his horizon. He's going to build a second farm. He's had a good year. Now at this point we've got another plus. It's all good. Balloon. Oh yeah, we're going to go for balloon. Not sure it's a particularly sensible idea, but we're going to go for it anyway. So they like resort oasis, they like the circus, the markets, the towers. So can we get something in the middle somewhere, because they're quite big range. Can you reach both? You can't quite reach resort oasis and all of that. So sadly, you're not going to make it over there. Shame for you. We'll ignore the resort oasis then for your points. So, statue, tower, circus, market, all of that loveliness. Yeah, we're getting a bit too far in that direction at this point. So, you know what, I'm going to plonk it as far in this direction as I can, because if we get another balloon, they don't want to be near each other. There we are. Hang the lovely balloon. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Hanging over the old town. I mean, we haven't built this up too much. It's only small. We've got ourselves odd little dwellings here or there. We've got the jewellery quarter, which is walled off from the warehouse because they don't like it. Oh, good. Yeah, we've got ourselves a few things. I'm doing all right with the score here for a first game. I haven't, yeah, as I say, this is only my third island ever played, so I'm quite happy with that. It's one of those rare occasions when I managed to get two walls right next to each other. There is a little bit of a gap in the middle, I guess, but that's just an old gate. It's absolutely fine. Now, we are potentially coming up on temple time here because I'm pretty much running out of things. Some huge things here. We've got a monument, which can get you a lot of points, and around here would be quite nice. There's a decent 31 there between parks and the two city centres, but it wants the monument, so it wants the temple, which is, yeah, up to 64-ish at this point. That is absolutely beautiful. So there's another market, which honestly I don't really know what we're going to do with, because it doesn't like other markets. We can get up to... Actually, no. Yeah, actually, apparently it doesn't like other markets, but it's still best next to the other market. The rival market next door, minus 35, but it's still plus 53. Okay, scrap what I was just saying, because that's pretty much as good as you're going to get. So another market. It's fine. We've just expanded the market. I would like to think that that's not even... They started out as rivals, but in time they realised that they should join forces and become the greatest of all. Water plateau and sea farm, seaweed farm. It's late, to be honest. I've been playing this a while. It's very, very soothing, it should be said. I went for a run just before I started playing this, actually. So between the endorphin rush of that and the cold shower to follow, and then playing the world's most relaxing game. Finally, the great temple can be placed down to the glory of anarchy. Oh, may ever she reign. Right, 64. That's a pretty decent, tidy little score. We'll water plateau or the wall plateau. I guess we'll take the wall plateau, just to get a bit silly, to be honest. Ah, lovely mill. Well, I guess if we zoom out, we might have to find one of our silly little farms. You know what? We can get 14 up there. 17! That's pretty fun. We've got another mill up there. I'm not sure if I've actually got any more spots for farms at this point. I've even got one over there. Maybe that one? I've got one left behind me. Okay, I've still got some room for farming. I don't know how we're surviving with all these people here. I guess there's a lot of fish to eat. I don't think we've got very much else, to be honest. Now, these plateaus are like city centres, so, I mean, they'll just be very happy. This is where it starts to get a little bit silly, doesn't it? There was an 18 around here somewhere. There we go. Do we like it like that or like that? That, I think. There we go. I don't know if I just got 15 or 18 in the end because it was flitting between the two. But it's fine, to be honest. There's like a 19 over here. Again, we're sort of between the two city centres. And I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. We're just building random plateaus at this point. It's a little bit obscene, but well, let me get one right on top of the other one for 20. There we go. No idea what the point of that was, but it looks fun, so there we go. This mansion's now in shade. They don't like the sun. The tyranny of the sun is too much for those chaps down there, so they're giving up on it. Now, hopefully it doesn't ruin the monument, because I was supposed to put down a monument. 51, probably should have checked. They didn't hate that first. We've got a monument over here to the middle of nowhere, to the great sun god, the tyranny of the sun god, of course. And oh, we're down to 1, which means from now on, I guess it's just going to shove whatever it wants at me. It's decided you've been on this level for too long. We're now just going to give you whatever we want to make you lose. And I guess I'll just I'll rise to that challenge. I'll keep on finding places to dump random stuff. I feel like, strictly speaking, this isn't a water plateau at this point, but it's happy there, so we're just gonna plot that down there. So there's a little puddle at the top there. That's what makes it a water plateau, apparently. I feel like I may I thought I was glitching it for a moment there because of just hanging over the edge of the water, but no, it's happy with that. So we'll go with that. It's a good thing we don't hate sand on this island as well, because we do not have nearly enough sand pits. Forever adding more sand pits. Let's just add more over here just to annoy those people in the mansions. We do have another jeweler, which is not good, to be honest. I'm just going to have to take a hit on that one, aren't I? I might well have to take a hit on that. I don't have very much I can do to improve it. Let's get some mansions. I guess I'll hold it back for the time being. Plateaus. Oh God, I'm just getting a load of really random stuff now. I might be getting close to the end here. We've got ourselves, well, 63 to the next level. And, well, to be honest, this jeweler's going to lose me points anyway. So we might well be towards the end. Yeah, I think at this point, by the time you start stacking these things, you get a wall on top of here, which is just a little bit silly. 12 points for that wall, though. That's not too bad. It's not great for a wall, though, to be honest. Yes, I feel like by the time you start stacking them and you've filled every island with every last spot of possible field, then potentially you've gone too far. And yes, I'm at that point now where the game is just literally giving me whatever it fancies. I don't really get any choice in the matter. There's probably a good wall around here or there. They very much like these parks. Actually, it's probably pretty happy here. Only 11, actually. That's surprisingly small. Yeah, only a couple points down here. Nothing too remarkable. To be honest, we probably need like a good 20 odd to make this work for us at this point. So I suspect this isn't... I suspect this is the end of times. The end of times. Nonetheless, I reckon we can still make a nice place to live at the end here. Let's not worry about points too much at this point. It's late in the day. We can still get some nice walls down. It'll feel right. I mean, I kind of like that, which is a little bit too close to that wall, so it's got the -12 on it. +11. Really, honestly, there are just too many walls around. Too many walls around at this point. There we are, +14. We'll just take that. We'll just wall off that section of parks over there. And we need 40 points from a -5 in this wall. So that is the end. What should we wall off? You know what? The jewelers don't really like the walls, so we could just wall them off. It might be one way of doing it. You know what? We'll wall off that jeweler over there, and then we'll build the last jeweler over here. And -5. Well, I guess I've got to carry. I mean, I could just go to the next island. You know what? It's yeah. You know what? Let's just not put down the other jeweler, because to be honest, at this point, it's just going to be minus points as I carry on this game in my own time. Before I leave you, ladies and gents, let's just take a little look at our beautiful world here. We started off with this lovely little hop farm over here. Of course, the brewery and the tavern. People that walk through this long park full of lots of rocks, lots of rock gardens on your way back from the tavern. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But yes, all the peasants over here in the slum with the beautiful circus, the double market of doom, the great tower. Oh, not right now. Not right now. Start the expedition later. And we have ourselves a beautiful fountain. We have ourselves the we call this the Plaza of Hubris, where for want of a slightly better name. But you know what? I think if I named it anything better, then it would be more fitting of its name, or less fitting of its name. I don't really know anymore. To be honest, that was a mistake, was it not? But you know, I've got far. I've got to the point where the game's just give me whatever it wants to, and that suggests to me that I've done well enough. It's been a chaotic island, this one. And yet, I don't know, maybe it's something about this channel. Chaos and anarchy somehow brings peace to the world, and if there's anything we need right now, it's perhaps some sort of backwards philosophy. But it's a strange old island, this one. Sometimes they're a little bit more beautiful and tranquil, like the one I showed you at the start of the episode. That was slightly less insane than whatever all of this madness is. Right, I'm going to click on the next island just so I can see what it's going to look like. I've built myself an empire. Indeed I have. Indeed I have. Oh yes, now this. Now this is absolute madness. Isn't that glorious? Well, you know what? I will leave you for now. Oh, I get to build myself statues. Isn't that grand? Right, well, for now I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is To Nerds to Human. And this has been the beautiful, the tranquil, the relaxing Islanders. Thank you, and bye-bye. Let us have a moment for Domino then, a giant of a commander who, frankly, I completely let down. Here! Yes! That was so good! We'll shoot them as they land. Ow! No, we're fine! Everything is fine! Panic over! It's only a horde of Vikings, it's not actually a problem.